Hey everyone, let's talk about audiobooks today, because I already listened to 3 audiobooks this year. I've been moving around a lot and I joined a gym, so I've been listening to books while I was working out, and I didn't really have time to sit down and read. The first audiobook I listened to was The Curse of the House of Foskett by M.R.C. Kasasian. It's the second book in the Gower Street detective series, and it's set in 1850, and we have the detective Sidney Grice and his protege or ward, March Middleton. And it's like the first book a little bit, that the mystery is not the greatest or the most mysterious, but we do see a change in the characters. Whereas in the first book, March Middleton was a lot more snappy and a lot more actively working on the case, here she seems a little bit lost and always clueless and doing a lot of stupid things. And it was somewhat annoying to see that she kind of lost some of the...
what's the word? The
spirit she had, or the esprit she had in the first book. And that was a little let down. But on the other side, I discovered throughout the book that the author doesn't seem to be sure where he wants to go with the characters. And at the end, it's more that Sidney Grice really wants to take on March Middleton as an apprentice. And I think that promises for the series to go maybe in a better direction, where he teaches her to actually know what she's seeing and to make something out of what she's seeing. So I'm curious to see where the series goes. But just as the first book, it's not the greatest. It's just entertaining and fun. Also, like the first book, there's a lot about the sexism, the feminism that's going on in that time, and March still has some good remarks on that. The second book I listened to was Hounded by Hearne. It's an urban fantasy and the first in the Iron Druid series. Our main character is 21 and no, not years, but centuries. He's a druid who has lived for 2,100 years, and he's still alive, and he has a sword that one of the love gods that from the olden time wants. And so that's sort of what's going on. It's urban fantasy, it's really entertaining. I like the way how the story is narrated. It's not too serious, you know, I don't like too much seriousness in my fantasy. It's light and funny. The narrator of the audiobook does an awesome job on the voices. The main character has a dog, and he can talk to the dog in his mind, and the dog Oberon is just the best of the book. I really had to laugh out loud when he commented on things and how he interacted. I really enjoyed this, and like I said, it's nicely, lightly written. In the first book, there are a lot of explanations about the world and about the druids and about the magic. At the moment, it was really good, but I do hope that he tones it down and doesn't get too repetitive in the second and other books that are still to follow, which I can't wait to listen to. The third audiobook is The Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri. I am not completely done with this book yet, but I have like an hour left, and it's anyways a collection of short stories. And I bought this mainly because it was on offer, and last year everybody was talking about Jhumpa Lahiri and how great she is and that we had to read her, and I was just like, okay, an offer and an audiobook, why not go for it? But I can't really say that I'm overwhelmed. I'm not the best with short stories in the first place, but I don't think they're so great. Sometimes I found myself being rather disinterested or like bored by what was going on. I can't really recommend it. It's interesting when it comes to reading about Indian people and Indian couples and their relationships, but I don't really know what's so great about the book. Tell me in comments if you know. So that's what I've listened to so far. How about you? Are you listening to an audiobook right now? Tell me in comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.